my actual eyesight is there's a high drive, deep center, go, 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 we're out of here, say ya playa.
Just like they drew it up in Hollywood, Caladros, the 3-2, swing and a miss! And the Audubon Green Wave have upset the Kingsway Dragons! And this is it for good! The Audubon Green Wave are back in the Final Four! A dog pile on their side!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to DW Broadcasting's coverage of men's varsity.
From our entire crew, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one, folks.
Gentlemen, you've waited long enough for Game 1 to be done with a 2-hour and 25-minute game. Now we are back live for Game 2 between the Camden County College Cougars and the Union County Owls. On the hill for Camden County on this Saturday, I guess they call it a matinee, if you will, but it will be number 10, Jonah Jackson of Pennsauken, getting the start here in Game 2. Christian Caminotti went all 7 innings in Game 1, striking out 6 and only allowing 1 earned run. And now, Jonah Jackson's job will be to close out this 3-game set, and for the first time this year, give Camden County College a 3-game sweep. The lineup for UCNJ will be Quoto at second base, batting leadoff, and then you've got Clark at short, Stephen Pascucci in center field, batting in the 3rd spot, Polanco at the DH, batting in the 4th slot in the batting order. And then we'll move it on over to number 14, Nico Diamantopoulos at the first baseman spot, batting 5th. At the 6th position in left field, it's Matt Brown. Then you've got yourself in left field, number 9, that being Jeremy Batista. It's going to be behind the plate, not who we usually have, but it is going to be Brandon Brito, to be followed at first base by, in right field by number 3, Elijah Walker. As we said, Jonah Jackson on the hill for Pennsauken, the Pennsauken alum, getting it for Camden County College in Game 2. You're watching Dan Wilkins Broadcasting here. Camden County College easily took care of Union College 16-1 in Game 1, including a 4-run first inning, 7-run 4th inning, and a whole bunch of offense spread throughout. Over 20 hits in 7 innings for Camden County. And Jonah Jackson will get the start here to start Game 2. As we said, the leadoff man for the Union County Owls will be Dylan Couto. He will get the start at second base. The freshman majoring in supply chain management and the graduate of Union High School. Now, if you thought that one of the teams we had versus Camden County, the Jersey Blues, was interesting, where the Union High School team is, they are the Union Farmers. They are the only they are the only team in the state of New Jersey with a team called the Farmers. But we are underway with Dylan Couto taking a first pitch ball to start Game 2. Fastball right on the inside corner, 1-1. Defensive lineup a little bit different for Camden County this afternoon in Game 2. It's the 1-1. Whew, almost got him at the knees. Alec Justice, the former Collingswood Panther, behind the plate. Infield will be Ethan Arter at first, Dan Obermeyer at second base, still Tyler Napoli at short, Nate Ifey at third. Outfield is very similar. Tyler Gavura in left, Nick Napoli in center, Gavin Callahan in right. Jammed on the fastball, and it's a 3-2 count from Jonah Jackson. I gotta say, I've played a couple doubleheaders in my day. I say in my day. I never got past Little League, but, being a right fielder in a 14-inning doubleheader might be a little bit easier than being a catcher or a first baseman. That's why they usually during these doubleheaders, they usually keep the outfield the same, if not very similar. But after the foul ball, the 3-2 line drive, but it will fall right in the glove without moving a single step for Dan Obermeyer. There's one away. Those are the best kind of fly balls, the ones where you don't even have to move. So this game is underway with a line out to second base. And this will bring up the shortstop, Dylan Clark. First pitch misses, 1-0. If you're just tuning in, the Owls lost game 1, 16-1, and showing bunt is Clark. He fouls it back, 1-1. It's Caudo, Clark, and Stephen Pascucci for Union College in the top half of the first. That one misses. 2-1. The weekend of April 19th through the 21st is going to be the Thank You Classic, one of the most star-studded weekends with teams from North, South, and Central Jersey all meeting in one place. Actually, in a couple of different places, but where we will be for most of the festivities is Joe Barth Field, home of Gloucester Catholic and the Rams, for a total of 7 games across the weekend. There's a strike 3 called on a beautiful curveball, and there's 2 away for Stephen Pascucci. We'll start off the festivities with a 7 o'clock game between Haddon Township and Timber Creek, and then Saturday will be a quadruple header. If you thought that 2 games was too much, how about 4? Luckily. Luckily, it's going to be some excellent teams. We're starting off the day with a 9 a.m. game between Gloucester and Kings Christian, the team that John Scanzano used to coach. 11:30 a.m. is Red Bank Catholic and Gloucester Catholic, as here's a fly ball at the center field, backtracking. He can't find it. Going over and making the catch at the warning track is Napoli to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down for Union College. 1 half frame done, no score. On the hill for Union College in Game 2 is going to be Christopher Lamond, who had the lone RBI in Game 1 for Union College. And his first task will be Nick Napoli. Check swing. Home plate umpire says he went, and it's 0-1. First three for Camden County is Nick Napoli, the center fielder, Dan Obermeyer, the second baseman, and then Tyler Napoli, the shortstop, rounding it out in the 1-2-3 spot for Camden County. Curveball misses away, 1-1. After that, 4, 5, and 6 is Gavin Callahan in right field, Ethan Arter at first base, Nate Ifey at third. Then 7, 8, and 9, Tyler Guevara in left, Alec Justice behind the plate, and Eric Berger as the DH, Jonah Jackson on the hill. Big swing and a miss, 1-2. Wind picking up here at Camden County, but still a beautiful day. Both games have been quite fair just in terms of weather, as that's a foul ball back to the backstop. Still 1-2 to Napoli. Breaking ball right down the pipe. And he'll take that one back to the dugout as a strike three called is the first strikeout for Lamond. Here's Dan Obermeyer. First pitch is a strike. To Obermeyer. Obermeyer lines this one out to second on one knee, throws it to first. It's in time. 4-3 ground out for Obermeyer, brings up Napoli. Tyler Napoli, the number 3 hole hitter, reached base all 5 times in game 1, had 3 singles in a row in the 4th, 5th, and 6th, and also gathered walks in the 1st and 2nd. So he went 3 for 3. Of course, your player of the game from game 1 was Donnie Gomez, as there's a foul ball back to the screen, and it's quickly 0-2. Seems like Union, obviously I don't want to jinx anything, but it seems like they kind of had jitters the whole first game, and now they're kind of settling in. They've got a more stable pitcher out there in Lamond, and they've got a defensive lineup that can kind of, look, they've been used to Camden County. They got shellacked by Camden County for 7 innings. Now they can kind of settle in and make those plays that they need to make. Fly out to second base was taken in, and the side is retired. A 1-2-3 frame for Chris Lamond. We'll go to the second, no score. Top of the second inning, a scoreless first frame. Already making this game look worlds different than what we had in game 1. As number 36, Elian Polanco at the plate. Takes a first pitch strike for the DH for both games this afternoon. Misses high at the letters, 1-1. Our next broadcast will be a doubleheader of a different kind of softball, as we'll be having Camden County and the Cougars square off against SUNY Orange and the Colts on Tuesday, March 19th. That'll be a 3:30 p.m. start. Foul. One and two. Nobody on, nobody out. Just getting started here in the top of the second inning for Jonah Jackson and the Cougars. Misses high. Excuse me, the count is full. It is 3-2. Jackson kicks and delivers. Fastball away. That'll be ball 4 for Elian Polanco. That brings up Nico Diamantopalos. The first baseman for today's game. With a runner on first, Jonah Jackson dealing with traffic early in this inning. A fly ball, and the first pitch popped up but foul. Of course, next week for me is going to be a very, not a light week in terms of broadcasting, but a light week in terms of having to, scramble from school to get places, because we'll be off next week for senior trip. Look at this. This could be a double play, and it is a double play. Napoli caught it, and he caught Polanco napping for what will be scored as a 6-3 double play. So talk about a real buzzkill for Union County. First pitch fouled back. Number 18, Matt Brown. Big strike here, and it's quickly 0-2. Jonah Jackson working hard, working fast. He's pumping them in there and looking for a strike 3. Ground ball back up the middle. Napoli's got it, and it's going to be another scoreless frame for Jonah Jackson. Moving along at light speed after one and a half frames, no score. Sorry about that, folks. We lost connection for a second there, but there was a strikeout to start the inning by Gavin Callahan. And we are back on the air. Sorry for the delay. Just had something blip out. Number 5 hitter for Camden County is Ethan Arter. Taking the first baseman spot again as a line drive by Arter. It's a base hit. I apologize, it was not a strikeout. Callahan got on base in some way, but I don't think it was a hit, so I would assume a walk. I would tell you if I was confident for sure, but my attention was taken up by that blip in our text. So, 2 runners on though. Camden County getting a good start here in the second with Ify. It's not your fault. It's me. It's Ify. Callahan on second. Arter got the first after the base hit. That's going to be a fair ball. That'll be another base hit into the left field corner. Coming around and scoring will be Callahan. Moving to third will be Arter, and an RBI double for Nate Ify. The Collingswood kid makes it 1-0 Camden County. It's a hot start right there. Didn't have a strong first inning, and then you come back, get a walk, a single, and a double, and now you're back in business, and you've got 2 runners in scoring position here after the hit by Ify to bring up Gavura. First pitch foul. It's Gavura to be followed by the catcher, Alec Justice. No balls, 2 strikes. And nobody out for Gavura. That first base spot is unoccupied, but you've got 2 runners on. That one is crushed out towards right, but it is foul deep into the Blackwood trees. Two-strike pitch and a swing and a miss. Gavura down on strikes. Second strikeout for Lamond. There'll be one away. That brings up Alec Justice. Justice, the catcher in game 2. Obviously, no catcher is expected to catch a full 14 innings in a doubleheader. So I think really the only certainty in a doubleheader's lineup change is a new pitcher and a new catcher. Ethan Arter is still at first base. Nate Ify is still at third. One of the only changes is that no Caminoti at the DH spot. That's Eric Berger there. The outfield is the exact same as it was to start game 1. Nick Napoli in center, and then Gavura and Callahan in the corners. So a swing and a miss. 0-2. If the inning were to continue, Eric Berger, the number 9 hitter out of Overbrook, would be next. One and two. 2 runners in scoring position here. Nate Ify on second after his RBI double in the bottom of the first to get the scoring started. We'll see if they can get any more on the board. They had a 4-run first inning in game 1. That one skips low. But it's been smooth sailing for Jonah Jackson so far. Two-strike pitch, swing and a miss. They'll throw down the first, and it is in time. 2 away. So Justice is retired, and that brings up Eric Berger. So back-to-back strikeouts for UCNJ. And it's Berger time. If the inning were to continue, the center fielder, Nick Napoli, would be next. Berger's first pitch outside. 1-0 to Berger. Berger cooks one in the right center field, going over Pascucci. He can't get it. That will two-hop off the wall. Berger will go to second base, and he will get in there standing. As Eric Berger, well done into the right center field gap, and it's 3-0 on a 2-run double by the DH, scoring Ify and Arter. And Berger will catch up from Game 1's affairs, and it's going to make it a 3-run frame in the first for Camden County. So we'll go back to the top of the order with Napoli. Somebody should count how many Berger puns were in that last last hit.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were listening to all of them, but
I was kind of ignoring them.
Ground ball foul by Napoli. He struck out to start the ball game in the first.
When you went to the burger and the ketchup, then I started to get hungry for lunch.
Lunch? It's like 4 o'clock. Or
Is it?
I don't know what
It's
time
3
it is.
o'clock.
Okay. 4 o'clock in St. John's, Canada.
I'm not a early riser.
Nobody ever said you were.
Nope.
1-1 count to Napoli. He sends this one smoking out to right. Going in and making the catch is UCNJ, and the side is retired. 3-run score for Camden County, including a 2-run double by Eric Berger. After 1, 3-0 Cougars. Top of the third. 3-0 Camden County after a scoreless first. A quick double play in the top of the second. Took care of business. As there's a first pitch strike to Brito. Start out this frame. Number 7 innings being played in game 2. That's strike 3. Brito down on strikes. Or, I'm sorry, Jeremy Batista, I apologize. Now it'll be Brito. As we were saying, the Thank You Classic is coming up on April 19th, 20th, and 21st with a fly ball to shallow right. Callahan calls for it. He makes the catch. 2 away. Friday the 19th is one game at 7 o'clock, Haddon Township and Timber Creek. Saturday the 20th will be 4 games. Gloucester and King's Christian at 9 a.m., Red Bank Catholic and Gloucester Catholic at 11:30, St. Peter's Prep and Cherokee at 2 o'clock, and then all the way at 7 p.m., Delsey and Notre Dame. There's a strike. 0-1 to Walker, the right fielder, rather. Fouled back, and 0-2. Whoa, look out. There's some chin music right there. 1-2. Let's try this again. Jackson with a breaking ball. What a pitch. He got him. He strikes out 2. He's got 3 in total tonight. Going to the bottom of the 3rd. 3-0, Camden County. Bottom of the 3rd in order here for Camden County College. They scored 3 thanks to a 2-run double by Nate Ifey. Actually, an RBI double by Nate Ifey and a 2-run double by Eric Berger. As a hot shot trickles into center field on a couple hops. Piscucci picks it up. And that'll be a nice crow hop base hit off the bat of Dan Obermeyer. Of course, no Donnie Gomez in the lineup in game 2. The only players, most of the players are starting both games, but Nick Napoli, Dan Obermeyer, Tyler Napoli, Gavin Callahan, Ethan Arter, Nate Ifey, and Tyler Guevara. The entire first 7 guys in the lineup are all holdovers from game 1. They have started both games, and again, the only exceptions being Alec Justice and Eric Berger. And Berger's already got 2 runs of his own tonight. Runner was going to go, but he held on to it. It's 1-1. This broadcast is brought to you by Harper Driving School. Drive into success today by having you or your kid take the road test and their 6 hours with Harper Driving School. Visit them today in Suite 4 of the Total Turf Complex in Pittman, right off of Lambs Road. Ground ball in between third and short. Trickles into left field, a base hit. Picked up by Matt Brown. Back-to-back singles start off this third frame for Tyler Napoli. And now Gavin Callahan will follow Napoli in the order. A little bit of Beastie Boys there. Intergalactic Planetary.
It's one of my favorite songs of theirs.
Would you consider Beastie Boys rap?
Yeah.
Because they're like rap rock, you know, almost like 311.
Yeah.
Or,
I consider it that I like it.
Yes. They're kind of like in the gray area of rap, because some people call it rock, some people call it like punk music, like an early version of punk. You know, like before the Green Days and Red Hot Chili Peppers. Well, that one's going to drop in center field. Moves everybody up 90 feet, and the bases are loaded. So a floater for a base hit by Callahan. That's 3 singles in a row, and we're having deja vu of game 1 where they had 6 singles in a row. And now here's Arter. First pitch to the number 5 hitter, Ethan Arter, skips in. No action yet in the Union County bullpen. As we said, our next broadcast will be Tuesday, March 19th. SUNY Orange and Camden County softball. That'll be followed up on March 21st with more softball at the collegiate level.
Is that going to be our first time covering collegiate softball?
It will be, yes. Well, actually, it depends on if you count the games we covered for Salem in October.
Okay.
It was September 30th and October 1st. We covered 3 games for them. One in Jackson at the Great Adventure Complex, if you remember that. They played SUNY Purchase there. They won that game 5-2, and then they split a doubleheader at the Grand Slam Showcase in Wilmington, Delaware, which actually was our first ever out-of-state broadcast.
Oh, yeah.
And to date is the only one that we've done out-of-state so far.
Right.
I mean, Wilmington is so close where you could show somebody a picture of suburban Delaware and suburban Jersey, even suburban PA, and you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Unless you were some sort of, urban demographic savant. There's a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike to Arter. But Delaware and Jersey are so similar that, like, once you cross over Delaware Memorial, once you get over there and once you're actually on the highways there, it doesn't even look that much different. You sometimes forget that you're in Delaware. Like Newcastle and Wilmington, they're kind of like offshoots of Jersey. The only difference is that groceries are cheaper because of no sales tax. Arter with the bases loaded, a chance to drive in a couple runs here in the bottom of the 3rd. And he will do that. Fair ball, left field. Picked up by Matt Brown. 1 run will score. Napoli will come around, getting the sign to be waved around, and scoring all 3 is an RBI triple, driving in 3 runs. Hold on now. They move. Oh, okay. Good clarification from somebody who got a better angle than I did. The ball went into the bullpen. There's a slight door in the left field line where there's a gap between the fence and the bullpen so that players can get out. The ball rolled into the bullpen, so they stop at the progression there. They will drive in 2 runs. So it is a 2-run double for Arter, but they will stop them there. So scoring is Obermeyer and Napoli, and it is 5-0 Camden County. So Arter is on second. Callahan moves to third. Here's the first pitch. Ground ball in between third and short, and that will make up for the ground rule double. Brown picks it up Now scoring from third is going to be Arter, who is safe. Arter is safe. It is 7-0.
Scored 2 runs.
2-run single off the bat of Ify. And he's driven in 3 runs tonight, 7-0. A string of 5 hits in a row. That made up for the ground rule double and then some. So they took care of business, and it is 7-0. Now for Tyler Guevara, who struck out his first time, and now Union County is getting some action in their bullpen. Here comes a throw down to second base. The wind carried it all the way to second base, but a stolen base for Ify. So yeah, we've got 6 Camden County games this week, but they are 3 doubleheaders.
Oh, okay.
Tuesday is 2 versus SUNY Orange for softball. Thursday is 2 versus Dutchess Community College for softball. Here's a ground ball in the backhand. Throw to first is in time. Ify moves to third. 1 away. So that breaks up the streak of 5 hits in a row on the 4-3 ground out. Moves Ify to third. Nobody else on the paths out there, and the 1 away for Alec Justice. Struck out his first time. So Dutchess Community College out of the Baltimore metro area. They'll be coming here on Thursday. Saturday is going to be more Camden County baseball, this time a doubleheader versus Bergen Community College. Misses up and in, 1-0. And then Friday is just 1 game. It's a scrimmage versus the Enfield Eagles of Connecticut versus the Audubon Green Wave as we start out our Audubon baseball season. Swing and a miss. Like we said, we'll be here for the next 3 Saturdays covering Camden County baseball. Today, the 23rd versus Bergen, and the 30th versus Lehigh Carbon. Swing and a miss. But our Salem Community College schedule does not start until Sunday the 24th with a doubleheader versus Northampton Community College. Fly ball, where the wind is going to carry this one out all the way where the second baseman is standing in the shortstop's spot, and a pop out to short is the second out of the inning for Eric Berger, who had the first 2 RBIs of his night on a 2-run double in the second. Of course, not too far from our high school debut of the season. 2 sectional finalists from last year, Rancocas Valley and Bridgewater Raritan. That'll be up in Bridgewater, about an hour and a half north of here. And you know, it's funny, we've had discussions with our crew in the last couple of weeks about covering games in North Jersey and how that feels so weird to us, but the same thing is that if we were willing to drive an hour and a half south to go to Cape May, then why won't you drive an hour and a half north to see some more baseball? It's really no different. Jersey is the most densely populated state, and we still have areas of nothingness in the Pine Barrens and a lot of Cumberland County and Salem County. You know, like down once you get north of Alloway, there's really not much there. You know, we've gone to Woodstown a couple times, and it's just so barren there because not a lot of people live there. Even when you get down to like Buna, and once you get like past Hamilton and stuff like that, like there's on the map, you know, on the Atlantic City Expressway or whatever, you know, you've got Williamstown and then Hamilton, and then there's just nothing until you get to Egg Harbor City. That'll be ball 4 to Eric Berger. He reaches base for the second time tonight. That'll bring up Nick Napoli back at the top of the order. Like, there's really just a giant gap between Vineland, Hamilton, and Mays Landing. You know, maybe Richland and Weymouth, but that's about it. We're going to have a mound visit here with runners on the corners. There's a big gust of wind picking up here. This broadcast is brought to you by Garden State Pet Center. Keep your pet happy and healthy today with the best products available in organic fashion, including food, toys, cages, accessories, and more. Visit today 7 days a week, 226 South White Horse Pike in Audubon, or visit online anytime at exoticpetsnj.com. Now it'll be Nick Napoli after the walk by Berger, the 9th batter to hit in this inning. Runner goes. Here comes the throw down to second. It is blocked by the pitcher, Lamond. He makes sure that he just gets down to second base there and avoids further harm. But we've had a single, double by Arter with the bases loaded to drive home 2. Almost had a bases clearing triple. And then Nate Ifey also had a single as well to complete that streak. Here comes the ground ball to short. Throw long across the diamond. Got the scoop. And the side is retired. Going to the top of the 4th. Get ready for trivia time. Camden County up by a boatload. It is time for DWB Trivia Time. Today's question of the day is, when was the last time that a Major League Baseball team had a sweep in the World Series? Is it A, the 2008 Phillies, B, the 2000 Yankees, C, the 2012 Giants, or D, the 1989 Oakland Athletics? Stick around to the bottom of the 4th to reveal the answer. Getting it started in the top half of the 4th after a 9-batter frame for Camden County. It's going to be Dylan Couto. And that is an easy walk. Well, that's the last thing you want to have in a 7-0 game is a leadoff 4-pitch walk. You know, just gotta make sure you're hitting your marks and make sure that everything is taken care of. First pitch hit out towards straightaway left. A can of corn taken in by Gavura. There's one away. So Clark lines out to left, and that's the first out of the frame. Throw to first. Nothing going on there. Camden County sticking with the white home uniforms that they wore in game 1. I know when they did a doubleheader versus Rutgers Camden, I'm sorry, not versus Rutgers Camden, but at Rutgers Camden versus RCGC, they switched the uniforms between games 1 and 2. They had the whites in game 1, and then they had this navy blue set in game 2. Didn't really affect the result, but whoa, that one up and in. And now Justice and Lizer coming out to talk it over. Just making sure that he and Jackson are on the same page. A runner on first, but a 3-1 count to Stephen Pascucci has made things a little bit convoluted here in the top of the 4th. As we said, baseball, high school baseball starts on April 1st. We'll be covering opening day, Rancocas Valley versus Bridgewater Raritan. Then we'll have Audubon Paulsboro on April 2nd, Haddonfield Audubon on April 4th, and then Cherry Hill East and Collingswood at Rutgers Camden as a part of the Camden County Classic on April 5th. That's all during Easter week. That's a 3 o'clock start. There is a strike. And then, of course, Saturday the 6th and Sunday the 7th is one of my favorite weekends of the year, Ralph Shaw weekend, with Bishop Eustace and Kingsway. As now, with a bunch of sand kicking up in the infield, that throw almost got away. As it's really picking up. The count is full to Pascucci with a runner on first. And that one sailed in. Pascucci walks. No action yet in the Camden County bullpen, but I feel like they might be starting to get something ready soon. Just Jackson, he's a very good pitcher, but his control just sometimes wears out a little bit. And here comes the pitching coach to talk to Jackson. So our Salem Community College schedules we were talking about was March 24th versus Northampton. We've got April 14th versus Cecil. And then April 25th versus none other than Camden County College. So it all comes full circle. We'll close out what we were talking about with the Thank You Classic. As we said, Saturday's games will be Gloucester and King's Christian at 9 o'clock. Red Bank Catholic and Gloucester Catholic at 11:30. St. Peter's Prep and Cherokee at 2. And then Delsey and Notre Dame at 7. Sunday, we'll have 2 games. This was just added today. It'll be Toms River East versus Bayonne at 2. And then at 4:30 will be Pope John and Donovan Catholic on Sunday the 21st. So here is Elian Polanco. Here's the pitch from Jackson. Misses outside. And that will be downstairs for ball 3. Let's try this again for Jackson to avoid loading the bases. There is a strike. Here's the pitch. And there's another strike, so he works from well behind in the count back to a 2-strike approach. So Polanco to be followed by UCNJ's first baseman with a foul back, that being Nico Diamantopoulos. Jackson steps back in. Hit well out towards right. Callahan moves in, makes the catch. Moving over to third. They're not going to have a throw. And that moves the runners to the corners. So Pascucci held at third, but Caudo did move up. So here is Diamantopoulos is with a fly ball out to left center field. It is off the wall. Coming around third, 2 runs are going to score, and it is a double for Diamantopoulos. 2-run double at that, and it is 7-2, Union College on the board. Again, that wind really carried that ball. Not to say that he wouldn't be the kind of guy to hit one out, but you know, these guys are giving themselves a run for their money here. For Matthew Brown. Fouled back. Two outs, runners on, just a runner on second here. Versus Matt Brown. You can see that dirt really kicking up in the infield here. You can see that wind started by blowing out, and then now it's kind of moving left to right. Just got to find a way around that. You know, we've seen many times at like Wrigley Field, and you could even say Guaranteed Rate Field at in Chicago. There's a lot of players who you know, complain about the wind there, and it could be very similar. Little floater foul. Two-strike count from Jackson. See you later. They got the strikeout and the tag, and the side is retired. Brown strikes out, but 2-run score on an RBI double by Diamantopoulos. We go to the bottom of the fourth, 7-2, Camden County. First pitch in the bottom of the fourth is underway. Getting started with the number 2 hole hitter, Dan Obermeyer. It is time for DWB Trivia Time. Today's question is, when was the last time there was a sweep in the Major League Baseball World Series? Was it A, the 2008 Phillies, B, the 2000 Yankees, C, the 2012 Giants, or D, the 1989 Athletics? And producer Donna, you've got a guess?
I think it's either the Yankees or the Giants.
All right, well, you would be correct on one of those, and you're supposed to give one answer, not two. But
Hedging my bets.
yeah, I know, but having a 25% shot is more fun for us than having a 50%
the
shot.
Giants.
It was the Giants. In 2012, they swept the Detroit Tigers to win their second of 3 championships in the 2010s. They won in 2010, 2012, and 2014. 2010 series versus Texas went 6 games, and the 2014 series versus Kansas City went 7 games. 2014 World Series Game 7, though, was an excellent game that you should definitely revisit at some point if you have a chance to watch some older baseball. It was the year before I actually first started getting into baseball. I played it, but I wasn't really invested in it, and probably until 2015 or 2016. And then after that, you know, all my free time went out the window.
Yep.
But
I got a
3
trivia
and 1.
Trivia question for you.
Well, here's a fly ball out towards left, and that is going to be a foul ball. What you got for me?
So that was the last time somebody was swept. But
Yeah.
how many World Series have ever been swept?
Oh, God, I don't know.
Follow up on next game. I want to know.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, you're putting me on the spot.
Yeah. So we'll put that on the next game.
You know, it is funny. There was a World Series one time that went 8 games, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Ground ball back to the mound, and the catcher picks it up and throws it to first. So Obermeyer is retired. This brings up Tyler Napoli. The first ever World Series was 1903. So I think we've had at least like 120 World Series or something like that. Because the only year where there wasn't a World Series was...
Because of the strike, right?
Actually, no, I'm sorry. There were 2 years where they didn't have a World Series. 1994 with the strike and 1904. Now, the 1904 series would have been held between the Boston Americans, now the Red Sox, and the New York Giants. Not the football team, but now the San Francisco Giants.
Right.
Now, the American League and the National League, up until about the 80s, were 2 separate entities. They had separate presidents, separate umpiring crews, and remember, people forget this, and you might remember this too, interleague baseball was not introduced until 1995,
Yeah.
when the strike was over. A pop-up in front of the mound, and it is caught. 2 away. So Napoli is retired. But, you know, before then, the American League and National League operated as 2 separate leagues. Major League Baseball was like a parent company, but they were 2 separate entities fundamentally. Now, the American League started after the National League. The National League was created in when Major League Baseball started in 1869. You know, the good old days. But the American League started in 1901. And the reason why the 1904 World Series wasn't played, the second one it would have been, was not because of a strike by the players. It was a strike by the owner, but just one owner. John Bush, the owner of the New York Giants, he refused to allow his team to participate in the World Series because he cited the American League as an inferior upstart. Like, National League teams shouldn't be playing against the American League because the National League would just win every time. Ground ball to first, takes a shot off of the first baseman, and that will retire the side. So Diamantopoulos takes it in and gets the 3 unassisted. 3 straight outs. 3 up, 3 down for Camden County. We go to the top of the 5th, 7-2. New pitcher for Camden County, Jack Dugan of Cherry Hill West. Hopefully, Dan McMaster's tuning in right around now. But Dugan, class of 22 righty, now stepping in after Camden County College went down 1-2-3 in the bottom half of the fourth. He will face Batista, Brito, and Walker. Ball one. Foul. There is an arm warming up in the Union bullpen. Bullet, right center field, base hit. Jeremy Batista with a line drive single to right center. His first hit in the doubleheader. Here is Brandon Brito. Misses 1-0. One. 2-1. Oh wow, big upset in the Big Ten tournament. Number 3 team in the nation, Purdue, just lost 76-75 to Wisconsin. Whew. That's got like Zach Edey and all those guys, the 7'4" center. I mean, Zach Edey, you know, he's probably going to be a top lottery pick in the NBA draft this upcoming spring. Didn't get the call, and it's 3-2. Of course, the tallest player to ever play Major League Baseball was John Rauch, 6'11". Actually, no, I'm sorry. I stand corrected. He was the tallest player to play at 6'10", but a new player entered in Sean Hagel of the San Francisco Giants, who is 6'11".
Wow.
He's an active pitcher. And the funny thing is about both John Rauch and Sean Hagel is that neither of them ever played a minute of high school or collegiate basketball in their life.
Yeah, and you know that the coaches were going.
Oh, yeah. Heck, we have a guy in our school who is 6'5", and those guys are talking to him. Oh, what a basket catch by Dan Obermeyer. He has put on a show tonight. And Obermeyer gets it taken care of. So after the Brito walk and the Walker flyout, this will bring up Caudo. One away, 2 on. There is a strike. So at the top of the lineup, it's Caudo, Clark, and Piscucci. Ground ball Obermeyer picks it up, has to go between the legs and the throw to first. Is it?
What game? Was that second half?
Yes, it was. There's no hiding it. Went between the legs of the runner. We both started cracking up.
Oh, it's mostly my fault. I'll take the blame for that.
She makes me laugh too
I
much.
can't help it. Should hire more professional helpers.
Yeah, I should. Our main guy couldn't make it this weekend.
Got stuck with me.
Oh, my goodness. Dugan with 2 runners in scoring position, second and third. That misses low, just below the knees. Three-one. Strike, and we're full. To Clark, the number 2 man in the order, 0 for 2. And that is ball 4. So he'll take a free pass. Dugan in a little bit of trouble. Trying to make sure that this Union College deficit holds where it is. As we said, another arm warming up in the bullpen for Union College is Elian Polanco, who is the DH. Although that looks like actually number 30, Xavier Nieves. There is a strike. Although, you know what? Nieves was the catcher for that bullpen pitcher. So it was not him in the bullpen. He was just catching for him in the bullpen. Little floater out to right. Nobody sees it. And it's a foul ball. Oh, 2 to count with 2 away to Pascucci. Ground ball. Dugan's going to have to chase it. Who's got it? There's a collision between Ify and Pascucci, and that will load the bases. So an infield single by Pascucci.
Does that score a run?
Wait a second. Yeah, it did. I'm sorry. It did score a run. So Batista came in. Now the bases are loaded. Brito on third, Clark on second, and after the base hit, Pascucci at first. There is a strike to Polanco. Yeah, it's 7-3. So the funny thing is that Polanco is the DH for this game, and it looked like that the catcher in game 1, Xavier Nieves, was also the guy who was just a bullpen catcher in the pen. That one misses. 2-1. Wind really picking up here in the infield. Ground ball off the pitcher's mound. It's going to take a weird carom. Napoli can't hang on to it, and a run scores. Everybody moves up 90 feet, and an RBI single, and a funky one at that, by Polanco makes it 7-4.
Yeah, that bounce was crazy.
Yeah, I think what it did is it hit straight off the rubber.
Yeah.
And just trickled into second, trickled at the short, and I mean that's a strong rubber, and it'll take a carom for just wherever it goes, and we've seen that a lot of times where if you hit it that way, that's just the way it is. Mound visit in order here between Dugan, Napoli, and the catcher Justice. But Union College has fought back here in game 2. They were down 7-0 at one point, and now they only trail by 3 with the go-ahead run at the plate, the tying run on first. Unfortunately, 2 outs in the frame. They have brought 7 men to the plate, and after the base hit by Polanco, the newest batter at the dish is again number 14, Nico Demontopolos. There's a strike. One and one. So Dugan's still out there. No real updates from the Camden County pen. That one misses. Hit well, but playable. First base side, backtracking and backpedaling and making the catch. An excellent play at first by Ethan Arter. Union College tacks on 2 more runs. They trail by 3 going to the bottom of the 5th. Union has been clawing their way back, but work is still needed to be done as new pitcher on the hill, Dylan Clark, who was the shortstop in both games, now moves to the hill. And Samuel Brown moves to shortstop in his place. A bunt back to the mound. And he let it roll. Let it roll foul. So it'll be Arter, Ify, and Gavura in the bottom of the fifth. Arter has reached base both times with a single and a double to his name. Here's the pitch outside. Line drive, base hit to right. He's 3 for 3. Ethan Arter gets himself another knock. And here's Ify. Ify with 3 RBIs to his name. (7-4) in the bottom of the fifth, though. Seems like the game has progressed a lot smoother and a lot quicker than game 1, but that was also because there's been more equal offense. With a ground ball, this could be 2. Flips it to second. No, gets booted, and there is no play. That's going to be an E4. Ify reaches on an error. Runners on first and second here as Gavura steps in.
Just past the hour and a half mark.
And we're already in the bottom of the fifth.
Yeah.
Moving along in a breeze. That is a foul ball. Rolls up the line. And everybody started moving up. Wait a second. Everybody moved up. I am confused. Unless it was like a wild pitch and not a bunt, but they're letting it stand, so there's runners on second and third now. I'm going to have to look back at that. Unless I missed something. It looked like he had a foul ball. Ball went up the line, went up the first base line, and then I saw both runners move up, and I was confused. I don't know if I missed something or what it was that I missed, but it's weird. 1-1. Hot shot. Gets it to left field. Doesn't matter now. It's a base hit. Goes to the wall. He can't find it. He gets tripped up, and that is going to be a 2-run RBI double for Tyler Gavura. 9-4. Here's Alec Justice. Well, they needed that. They absolutely needed that in their arsenal. You know, they just needed some life in them, and they put up 7 real early. It looked like it was going to be a repeat of game 1 where they were just pouring it on, and then Union County started actually getting some skin in the game, and now Camden County for another batter is showing bunt again. I don't know why you would, but maybe it's just to get those bunting reps in. I mean, I don't know, but they weren't really a team that bunted before, at least not often, so why start now? But the count is 0-1. And Justice showing bunt again. Ooh. Looks like he pulled back in time. They're going to say it's a ball, 1-1. Misses low, 2-1. Runner on second as Camden County shows bunt again. This one is foul. They call it dead. It's dead. It's in the infield. So they wave that one off. And it's 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 runs scored in this inning. And 1 on, with that runner being on second in Tyler Guevara. There's a rocket. That's just going to get over the head of the second baseman in the right center field. A Gerb picks it up, and it is cut off. But a base hit, nonetheless, as all 4 batters this inning have reached. Alec Justice gets a single. Moving Guevara to third, here's Eric Berger. Here's Berger. Strike 1 to Berger on a curveball. Wind blowing out. And here's a fly ball out towards left center field. Pescucci looks for it, and the ball pops out of his glove. 1 run will score. Berger will hold it first as there's a logjam on the bases. And an RBI single for Berger puts 10 runs on the board. It is 10-4. That was just a matter of the sun. The sun is straight over the center fielder's head, and sometimes you just don't have a beat on it, and that's what happens. Runners on first and second. That will be scored as an E8. There's a strike. And the RBI by Berger probably should have been a flyout, but again, you know, it's the fundamentals where I don't even know if he has sunglasses on, but I feel like if you're a center fielder in this time of year, you might need it. With all due respect, it's 1-1. All 5 batters for Camden County have reached base as we go back to the top of the order with Nick Napoli. That one misses. 2 balls, 1 strike. Beautiful curveball by Clark. It's 2-2. Runners on first and second with nobody out. Tried the wave at that one, held back, and the count is full. Obermeyer on deck for Camden County. We'll try this one again. The pitch. Rocketed left center field. That one is going to drop. It falls straight between Brown and Pescucci. Berger will come around third. He'll be the second one to score. This is going to be a 2-run double for Nick Napoli. 12-4. So Justice and Berger came around to score. And now that 6 straight batters have reached base, single E4, double, single, E8, and a double, make it 12-4. In what was already a good game for Camden County, they've now put 5 runs on the board in the 5th. Big pitch and a big swing and a miss. 2-1. Sun getting covered up by another patch of the clouds. They've been very spotty. So there's some times where it feels like the sun's about to set, and then there's other times where it just feels very ambiguous in the sky. There's a ground ball out to second. Throw to first. They'll cut their losses, and they'll make the out there the easiest base. So Obermeyer breaks the streak on a 4-3. And luckily for Union, that is their first out of the inning. Just the runner on third. For Tyler Napoli as he takes one up at the nose. Just shy of 4:30 in the afternoon. Hot shot out to third. Picked up. Throw to first in time. 2 away. So after an offensive barrage, things have now really mellowed out, with back-to-back ground outs in the infield as Callahan now steps in. Callahan has reached base 2 out of his 3 times, had a walk, a single, and a 3 unassisted ground out. All 3 innings in a row, 2, 3, and 4. Now for his 4th at-bat of the night. That one misses, 1-0. Two-0. Skips in. Three-0. Whoa, that one is just a bit outside, in the words of Bob Euchre, and that's going to bring home a run on the wild pitch. That'll make it 13-4. So 4-pitch walk, and here's Ethan Arter, as the manager's coming out here for Union. I didn't see anybody warming up in the bullpen, but this might just be a mound visit to get his nerves down, as Camden County is really shellacked Union here in the 5th inning.
You're in both games with double digits.
Well, actually, hold on. There is going to be a pitching change, but the pitcher will not come from the bullpen. He is coming from the dugout. Number 32 for the Owls, that being Thomas Scanio. We'll be right back after this. 13-4, Camden County.
So I just noticed the Union College coach, along with the Camden County athletic trainer, is attending to the catcher. That being Brito. I don't know, but they were going to bring in a new pitcher, that being Thomas Scanio, and then I saw a couple of coaches come out and attend to, to Brandon Brito. He's a freshman at Leonia High School. John Scanzano is out there as well. He's getting back up. I'm not sure. He's having trouble holding his own weight here. And again, this was while we were in break.
You should have been paying attention while we were in break.
I don't know, but he is being assisted back to the dugout. We can always ask John after the game what happened there, but looks like a freak accident during warm-ups is going to force Union County to get a new catcher. Now, we don't have his jersey number. He hasn't turned his back yet, so it could be Elian Polanco. It could be Xavier Nieves. They've got a good 3 catchers on the roster, but again, this was while we were in break. There was I saw a bunch of coaches around home plate, and I'm like, well, why are they there? And then I noticed that the catcher in his gear was lying on his back. So that is obviously a tough situation for Brandon Brito, and that will bring in a new catcher. Something happened, but we just don't know what happened. But a freak accident. We'll keep it here while we're at it. 2 outs for Camden County as the 10th batter of the inning. Gavin Callahan will come up after a big frame that has made it 13-4 in favor of the Cougars. It got started with a string of 6 hits, or 6 men getting on base. Arter, Ify, Guevara, Justice, Berger, and Napoli all got on board with respectively, actually it was 7, because it was a walk, single, E4, double, single, E8, and a double. So now we'll go back up here with Callahan in a 9-run game, as there are 2 arms warming up in the Camden County bullpen. They're just kind of being blocked by the other players in the Navy hoodies, so I can't really see who it is down there. Actually, just got a glimpse. Runner's going down to second. He lost the ball. He can't find it, and now he's going to trail off of second, but hold up there. So that will be a stolen base for Callahan. So I'm sorry, Callahan just walked. Now we move to second. Now it's Ethan Arter again. So I apologize for the error. And warming up in the bullpen is, I believe I saw number 9. Floater out to left. That's a base hit on a hop, and it goes right past the left fielder. That is going to be a single E7, as a bad bounce gets a run home, and it's a 10-run game, 14-4. Callahan scored. So here is Ify. Ify first pitch foul. Oh, 1. Ify check swing. It's a strike. So let's see here down in the Camden County bullpen. That is
That is number 8, I'm sorry. I was going to say, it couldn't be Alec Justice because he was the catcher. That'll be very unusual to go from a catcher spot to a pitching spot. And now that ball skips away, moving to third and getting in there safely. Well, now he's caught in a rundown between second and third. He's going to get into third safely. Wow. A big gaff in the infield moves Arter to third. And he survived the rundown. It looked like he was going to be safe, and then the throw actually beat him to third. So he tried going back and was able to survive the rundown. So the pitcher warming up in the Camden County bullpen is number 8, Connor Martorelli. 2 outs. And the pitch to strike out. Nate Ifey retires the side. We go to the top of the 6th. Camden County puts a boatload on the board, 14-4. Top of the 6th. Couldn't come soon enough here in Game 2. The only man to not grab a bat for Union, that being Matt Brown, steps in. First pitch misses. Actually, the new batter is Xavier Nieves. Pinch hitter here. One to Nieves. It'll be Nieves, Batista, and then whoever replaced Brandon Brito. As there's another strike. Two and two. 4 to 7, 8, and 9 spot. Or actually the 6, 7, and 8 spot. The appeal to first says that he did not go, and it's ball 4. So Nieves walks. This will bring up Batista. Ball 1. A 10-run game, 14-4. Camden County put up 7 runs in the 5th inning. Just like they had a 7-run frame in the 4th in Game 1, they have had offensive outbursts. You know, they've had some lulls in their offense, and they've had some lulls in their defense, that's for sure, but you know, they've kept it consistent. They've kept it very nice just in terms of what they have been able to accomplish. There's a strike. 2-2. Strike 3. Well, he's not too satisfied with the call there. So Batista is retired, and that is number either 15 or 16. That would probably be Judah Alauf of Manalapan. Down in the Shore Conference is Alauf, the fourth catcher in the Union County roster, steps in. Strike 1 to Alauf, 1-1. One away. And I think some of those arguments can arise from, you know, when your team is down 10 runs in back-to-back games, it can kind of question your confidence in your team, and it can also make you a little bit agitated. It can make you have a short fuse. Alauf fouls it back. The Manalapan Braves, one of the few New Jersey high schools with the Braves name. Another one, trying to think of the other ones. Absegami is one, and I believe Lakeland is another one. There's a strike, and that will be another strikeout back-to-back for Dugan. So no Connor Martorelli just yet. He might come through in the 7th, but he has not been a factor yet, and in fact, looks like he is still warming up in the pen. There's a strike. So here's Walker. Nice snag by Dugan. What a play, and what an out. Excellent play to take care of the frame. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 14-4, Camden County. In the bottom of the 6th, 10-run game. Camden County up by a boatload. I mean, I don't know if 10 runs is a boatload. We've seen worse. I've seen 20-0 games. I've seen 30-0 games. I've really seen the entire end of the spectrum as a foul ball, 0-1. So 1-2-3 frame in the 6th. And now it will be Guvera, Justice, and the 9-hole hitter, that being Berger, to hit here in what probably will be Camden County's last offensive inning of this 14-inning doubleheader. Foul. One and two. Stay tuned for post-game interviews. Donnie Gomez is your Harper Driving School Player of the Game for Game 1, and really don't know who to give it to for Game 2. Maybe Obermeyer. I'm not sure. Maybe Arter or maybe Ify. Always a tough decision. Ify had 3 RBIs on the night. That one misses high. Really a lot of good options for Game 2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Fly ball by Guvera. It's caught and right, 1 away. Here's Alec Justice. Justice stepping in for the 4th time tonight as the fly ball right center failed. Tried to make a basket catch, couldn't get it. And it's a base hit for Justice. Here's Eric Berger. Justice with his 2nd hit of the night. Every Camden County batter has reached base. Oh, and 1 to Berger. There's a rocket right center field, and Eric Berger's got a base hit. Holding at 2nd is Justice. And he has his 2nd hit, but his 4th on-base appearance in this one. Pinch hitter here for Camden County. It's going to be Jack Lenahan. Lenahan had an inning of play in the field in Game 1. He's appeared as a pinch hitter in both games today. And a big swing and a miss. Oh, 1. I mean, this game was moving really quick. First 3 innings were a breeze, got them done in an hour, and then it just came to a screeching halt, really.
As soon as we said it was moving quick, that's when it happened.
Exactly. Lenahan hits it well, but where is it? It's foul down the third base line. It's 0-2 to Lenahan. And the wind has also really picked up. It picked up ever since we got here. It wasn't windy when we left this morning at 11. And it wasn't windy when we were setting up the equipment. But it was windy as soon as the game started. Swing and a miss. Lenahan down on strikes. There's out number 2. This is a pinch hitter for Obermeyer, I believe. And yes, it is Cameron Criswell of Sterling. Pitcher steps off. Don't forget, our next broadcast will be Tuesday, March 19th, between the SUNY Orange Colts and the Camden County College Cougars. That's a doubleheader, 3:30 and 5:30 is the start times for those games. So a little bit later than what we had today. But with daylight savings time, should be able to get both of those games in without any issue. Although I think I see the Camden County softball field over there. I don't see any lights either. So that might be down to how many innings they can get in those 2 games. 1-2 to Criswell. High and away. We'll try it again to Criswell. Took a curveball, lofted it out towards right, and it's taken in to retire the side. Camden County leaves 2 runners on, and we go to the top of the 7th. Almost done here, 14-4. Connor Martorelli of Cherry Hill West with his dad in attendance today. I talked to him earlier, and he was very happy that we were here today. You know, we had a good discussion about Cherry Hill West baseball and everything they've got to offer down there. You know, we'll see them a couple times this year, including May 14th versus Bishop Eustace in a 7 o'clock start. That is a part of a doubleheader that we have in late May with Vineland versus Gloucester. And then, again, we said Bishop Eustace and Cherry Hill West. Probably a marquee matchup in that Olympic Conference. That's going to be at Rutgers Camden. Two Camden County teams. I mean, Cherry Hill West is on the border of Burlington County, basically, but you've also got Bishop Eustace, which is based out of Pennsauken. Fly ball, shallow left center, and a nice catch by Napoli is the first out of the frame for Martorelli. So here is Dylan Clark. Circle change misses inside, and it's 1-0. So Tuesday will be a doubleheader, SUNY Orange and Camden County. Oh my goodness. Ooh, reset there. Camden County College, as here's a high tapper over Martorelli, getting the bag at second base. That ball hit the bag at second, and that'll be a base hit for Clark. Giving Martorelli a little trouble here for Stephen Pascucci. So here is the number 3 hitter, Stephen Pascucci. First pitch ball, 1-0. Has reached base twice today in his 3 at-bats. Flew out to center, walked, and singled. Inside, almost hit him in the ribs. 2-0. There is a strike. Two and one. To Pascucci. With one away and a runner on, Polanco, Elian Polanco on deck for UCNJ. There's a ground ball out to short. It's going to go into center field. And Pascucci's got a base hit, his second of the day. And some life has been injected into Union College here with 2 on. Somebody is in the bullpen for Camden County, but they only have a warm-up jersey on, so they do not have a number on the back. So back-to-back singles, though. Could have something going here as Polanco takes a first pitch curveball on the outside corner. If Camden County wins today, they will sweep the 3-game series and improve to 3-7. Union College losing both games would bring them to a paltry 1-13 this year. As we said, Camden County will not play another game until next Friday, when they start their 3-game set versus Bergen Community College. Friday will be a 3 o'clock game at Bergen. Saturday will be a doubleheader that we will be covering here. Both games, 12 and 3.
Ground ball back up the middle. This no, it's going to go into center field. That's a base hit, and it's booted by Guevara. A run will score for Union, and it is 14-5, and a second run will score. The ball is hopping around the infield, and Polanco gets all the way to second base, and it is 14-6. Excuse me, that is Sam Brown who hit that. My apologies. So both Clark and Piscucci scored on that. I guess we'll call it a double. That's going to be a ground ball to third. It got booted. Napoli is there. They'll try to make the tag at third. He's not going to get there. So that is going to be an E5 after Ify thought he had picked it up and just didn't have it. So again, that moves Sam Brown to third, as 2 runs have already come across this inning. We are by no means done with this game yet. That misses. 1-0 for Martorelli to Xavier Nieves. Number 6 batter here for Union County in the top half of the 7th. That almost hit him. Almost got him right in the kisser. Jeremy Batista on deck for Union County as Martorelli's been in trouble. There's a strike, 2-1. Only 1 out. A quick pop out to the shortstop by the leadoff man, by Cauto. And now this inning has been quite convoluted by the hits and the gaffes and the errors. And Union College is showing that even for a 1-12 team, they are not going to go down without a fight. I mean, hey, Union College, they pulled off some pretty good upsets last year. They took down a top 10 JUCO in 2022. It's not entirely unprecedented. There's a strike. The count is full. As we said, their one win was at Eastern University, 6-5, and then they lost to Eastern again. They lost to a lot of different guys, especially in their spring break trips. Here's a ground ball. This could do it for a double play. They're not going to get it. They get 1 out. A run scores. Now they've got to get it back to first, and he does get there in time. The runner at second is retired. So that is going to be a 6-4-3 fielder's choice for the second out, as Nico Dematopoulos runner on first for Union County, as Jeremy Batista steps in. Ball 1. So just like that, this game is no longer a surefire thing. There is a strike. With that fielder's choice, there are 2 outs in the inning.
So we are on our last call here in this 14-inning doubleheader. There is a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and a game that was started at 12 now could finally end the doubleheader 5 hours and 8 minutes later. In a 14-7 game, we're not done yet with the Owls with traffic on the bases. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Martorelli gets out of the jam, and Camden County College, for the first time this year, gets done a 3-game sweep. They took down Union College with ease in Game 1, 16-1, and even though Game 2 looked very similar, a late 7th-inning rally proved to not be enough for the Owls as they fall to 1-13. Camden County improves to 3-7 on the 2024 campaign. They play Bergen Community College on Friday, March 22nd, as they start a 3-game series. We will not, unfortunately, do post-game interviews today. We will still ask a couple of questions down there, but just because of how long of a walk it is to get the players down here, we'd rather just do it another day and give them the mementos anyway. So, from everybody here at Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, our graphics crew, Gavin Vanderell and Caleb Lane, our social media coordinator, Anthony DePalma, my producer, Donna Wilkins, myself, Dan Wilkins, we will see you on Tuesday for a doubleheader of softball between SUNY Orange and Camden County College. We'll see you guys then. Have a